Peace, 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 family. Chocolate AMUN-RA. It's my second message for this evening. Well, ladies' evening, early morning. Excuse me. Before I get into my message, I want to be able to say I love you all. And I'm not saying it because it sounds good. I realized, and also the ancestors clearly told me, that you need to love one another, or we'll destroy each other. That's just as simple as that. Either you're going to love or you're going to destroy. How are we going to do this? How are we going to display this? How are we going to be able to move on into the future? If all you're going to do is continue on building your DNA out of hatred and jealousy and disrespect. How are we supposed to be able to move on into the future in the natural realm of things? How are we supposed to do that? We have beautiful scholars and beautiful teachers and throughout the world. Some that we've never heard of. Some never came to the forefront because they don't want to go through this massive scrutiny that brothers and sisters put on each other. Literally. We all have our own opinions. We all want to say what we want. This is facts. This is true. Respect one another. I'm going to show you some videos. You probably seen it already, or if you didn't, I'm going to show videos real soon. And to give a little flashback, to give a little better understanding on what the process will be going through daily basis, literally. Okay, because the war is on so many different avenues. I want you to understand that the war is on so many different avenues. The war with yourself in the mind, the war with our other black Nubian people, okay? The war that we got to deal with as we walk out this house and deal with people watching. We watch each other like we the enemies all day. The war we have with the white supremacists, the war which you have with white people, period. Okay? We are constantly at war when we don't have to be. Check yourself before you walk out that door. Check yourself to see what type of person you are. Love yourself. You have to love yourself. You got to love your enemies at times. You got to, I know a lot of people don't want to turn the other cheek and make it look like you soft. It has nothing to do with being soft. You defend yourself when it's necessary. You defend it. Before I go into it, let's pay all respects to the Creator. It's a short little prayer that I say either usually at the beginning or sometimes in the end or even in the middle. It's a short prayer to give the Creator all respect. The sun rises. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Amen. If you do your history, you'll be able to see. Do your little research. You'll be able to see some of the symbols and the hand gestures that you see me do. It's out of respect. The ancient Egyptians and other cultures use these hand symbols, as respect. Go on your knees. You're supposed to go on your knees and bow down. You bow down to the Creator. So when you see me do this, listen here. I tell you, do your research all the time. So, to get back to what I was saying, go into it a little bit more than I really want to, but have respect for one another. Because some of y'all, I think something's wrong here. You're going through some a little bit middle crisis or something like that, because you're really just starting to get out of hand with some of the things. I mean, some of you be actually trying to stop people's videos and posting up, reporting to Facebook or YouTube to try to stop people's work. You understand? That's why I said we need our own black media and channel. I say it and I'll say it again. I'm not the only one that's saying it, which is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry. We do have coons. We have coons / you have people that's in whatever religion / who do not want to leave their religious beliefs alone. And I'm going to say this. There is no disrespect for that. If they truly believe in God, the Creator, then let them be. But if you are having testimony and saying Jesus Christ, quote unquote, is your Lord and Savior, you might get brothers like myself or sisters that's out there that's trying to teach you from what's right and what's wrong. It's not to insult you, your family, or your religion, but it is the duty as a black Nubian man to wake you up. Some of y'all go, why can't I just believe in what I believe in? Listen here, you can believe what you want to believe in. But that means you believing in a false deity, false knowledge, false everything. And if you're afraid, just accept it. Come out that being afraid. Come out that foolishness. Listen, you think you're the only one that been through this? There's so many of us that's being unwind to this day. You understand that? We're truly being unwind. It took me years to be unwind because I was a fighting. You couldn't tell me about it. I was a Christianity, Jehovah's Witnesses. I used to battle anybody. What? Excuse me? You don't know nothing about God. You don't tell me. I was in it. But I also wasn't stupid either. I knew the Jehovah's Witness organization was not good at all. But that's how I was raised on, because I was raised on, I believe, and I was being defiant, thinking I have to defend this religious belief. And then I started doing my research. And they started unwinding. Literally. It's just unwinding like thread. Just unwinding. People's going to try to stop you. They're going to try to stop you. Especially because they institutionalize. They institutionalize in a belief program. And you're not going to be able to force them. And don't force them. Because the more you push, the more they halt. You understand? And you just a waste of time. You ever been around an animal like the donkey? The more you force that donkey to try to move, it's not going to move. I don't know if you've seen it, been on a farm. I'm just telling you. Some animals, you try to force them, and they will literally don't move. They don't care. So, we have a different approach in how we do things. And I always state this here through all my messages. Take your time. Literally, take your time. Take your time when you are on this journey. You're not going to be able to suck all this information up. Don't do it this way. Every day becomes a process. Every day it is a process. I don't care what people say. Oh, well, I've been doing this for so long. I know all this. You know nothing. You know nothing. Every day is a process. Just because you know and you're pretty good at knowing Sumerian texts or the Babylonian texts, Persian texts, the Kemite text, the Israelite text, the Hebrew text, doesn't mean you know everything. It does not, because there's a civilization on top of another civilization on top, another civilization on top of another. Did you go out there and did those diggings and find those fossils? No, you did not. No, you didn't. The generation today has it a lot easier. Let's be real. Let's tell the truth. The generation today has a lot easier. You're capitalizing on other people's work. It's easy for you to get on your computer and download any information, whatever book you get from the library, whatever book you get from the street vendors. You can get that book, and then you download the name, and of course the information appears, and you'll be able to have this information. You can press print, and all this information comes out. You can sit out and you can read it, and then all of a sudden you interpret all this information. And then it sounds like you're a great scholar. You know what I'm saying? But you actually didn't go do no digging. You could do a pilgrimage and go to the sites. Yes, because damn sure I need to go. I need to go. Pay attention to what I said. I need to go to these sites because I want to feel the frequency, the rhythm. I want to feel the frequency and the rhythm of these ancient, marvelous sites. I want to know what my peoples have went through and walked through. This is my journey, and this is what I need to do. I'm not the only one. So many gods and goddesses before me went. You seen on Asher Quasia, you seen his video? He's a Kemetic system. He's a master teacher. Remember I told you. Titles. He's a master teacher. He's a master teacher because if you've been doing that for 10, 20, 30 years, you are what you are. People put these titles on you because they don't know this information. They know you know this information, so it's just like a teacher in school. You the student, she's a teacher. She studied information, social studies, science, math, right? History. So you don't know this information, so you go to the teacher. A master teacher is one who knows equivalently without no problem. So, we give titles to people, which is it's great to have these titles because if you don't know, you don't know. Information is out there, y'all. So, in this message, I hope you got a little bit of understanding that I was basically trying to tell me, throwing out there, not trying to tell you, but throwing out there to y'all. And hoping that it did some type of work here and here. You understand? So, all my information, all my the message that I put out, it's not going to be exciting and electrifying. Sometimes I want to just sit down and have a regular conversation. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm having a regular small conversation on my opinions and my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And the ancestors, they do wake you up. For anyone who truly think that the ancestors is not waking you up, listen, how you in your sleep and all of a sudden your brain is going like this here? You're not dreaming about nothing, but your brain is going this here. It's speeded. You can hear the voices. Yeah, you hear the voices. Why? Because the more you in tune, pay attention, the more you're in tune to the universe. I'm hearing them now. I'm not saying it because it looks good. I'm just telling you. And this is why you can't be afraid. This is why you need to be in an isolated place like this so you could tune in even better. Okay? You meditate. A lot of you know that already. You meditate and you be able to hear them. You don't be afraid. You get an understanding that we need to tune in to our ancestors because if we don't stop this behavior that we're doing, we're in trouble. A lot of y'all are not going to make it into the future. It's not to spook you. You don't want to change your behavior. As you get older, you're supposed to become wiser, not foolish and buffoon. You do not know everything. And the things you do know, teach others, because we all don't know. Peace upon all of you. I am Chocolate AMUN-RA. And there's some of us has been so self-taught, and they begin to rise. And this ain't saying who's better than who. It's that teachers have left us evidence. And we're going out there to get it. Peace.